How do?
Driving live.
How are you doing? How are you doing? On our way to Ashland to the armory.
More than anything tonight, I'm looking forward to mostly just socializing because I have no doubt that there are many people divided.
Well,
Even before,
yeah, forget all that. We're going to see a fight because we got 2 tickets and they're $60 a pop, and we don't want to waste them. But yeah, we'll surely meet some interesting characters as we're aware that there are some other YouTubers that are there, probably just there to talk smack about Chili and brag about how he didn't want to show up. It is what it is, peoples, but we're going too. So we met with David from Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind today. He's actually
so glad that they made it.
Really great guy. But like we've got a lot of people that are separated in their beliefs and their choice of people that they associate with. So, but it's gonna be fun.
Had a little bit of anxiety today, not a whole lot, but.
And as always, we have dash cameras rolling because gotta keep them cameras rolling. People, dash cameras are literally $20 at Walmart. You can get the front and you can get the rear view that records the front and serves as a rear view, so you can see the little screen here that shows you the front recording. And what we did was we got another one and pinned it up to the back windshield on our other car. So, but yeah, that is a must-have. If you don't have them, go get them. They're cheap. I mean, and they catch everything. So long as you get the front and the back, you won't have to worry about people lying on their police reports and shit like that. I'll be right back.
How many people we got in here now? Let's see. Get some of the comments up. Hi, Shawnee. Jeff hates pigs. Good to see you as well. Greg B. Are the cams battery power or are you wired to fuse blocks? Very good question. Actually, we should run straight to fuse blocks, but if the car goes off, you better make sure that you leave at least the ignition key on so that juice is flowing. I've made that mistake before in the past, really regretted it afterwards. Thank you to Shawnee. I don't feel it at all. I was actually kind of glad, believe it or not, when the mask mandate went in place because I hate speaking many different reasons, but I can assume a female can relate that your appearance and when you talk to people for the first time, I think a person personally, I've seen the looks on someone's face change immediately, and it is a major insecurity, regardless of the reason why or how. My smile deteriorated, needless to say, but nonetheless, I personally don't care. I'm kind of thankful that I don't have to impress anybody. The only person I really worry about impressing from here on out is my main squeeze, and I look forward to that for the rest of our life. I don't. Hopefully you can relate, though. I think that does make a very big difference, is your appearance, personally. And not saying that in a social sense, like your friends, but jobs, professional. I know insurance is outrageous. Outrageous. Let's see, I missed some of those comments. All messages. Let's see, where we go. Thank you. Yeah, I do have a lot of anxiety.
I'm not sure.
Rebecca Joe, thank you.
I think Chad Goo might be fighting
tonight. That is correct.
Anyway, I think they found him a different opponent. So
hey, Angie, thank you again for coming to our awareness. I really, really appreciated that very, very much. Very much. Again, back to the anxiety thing about it. I was torn. At first, I wasn't going to go. I wanted to go to the fight tonight, and on the other hand, I didn't want to go because I felt like there would be a lot of eyes and fingers pointed my direction. But what people don't understand
is
that
marked, like for who's there to see.
We're going to the fight for one because it was a very, very kind gesture that otherwise they had not purchased those for us.
Yeah, that was V. Boyer, by the way. Thank you to
very much
to V. Boyer for the tickets. Just so you know, they're not going to waste.
The extra, and I look forward to the night. Look forward to visiting those coming in from out of town. I'm very much looking forward to that. And to those that didn't get to make it on this one, maybe in the future you'll get to make it. And we hope to kind of socialize a little bit with people and mainly just be personable with people. I think a lot of people have the wrong idea, and I can understand that completely. I do.
Some people don't have any idea; they just like to troll.
But
so there's that. It is what it is.
What you see is what you get, more or less.
Like people make some of the most ignorant comments on our channel, and I know that it's not really directed toward us; they're just taking it out on us. But it's just some of the things that people say, and they don't know anything about us. Absolutely
Johnny, I'm not really sure. I know that it's just an ECC cage match. There's supposed to be different ballots for people, and we're kind of just going for the entertainment part of that. And like I said, the socializing. We're going to have haters, and that's fine. But
don't worry about
I think when people actually get a chance to really know us, you'll find that we're really quite personal people, and we'll do whatever we can to help others.
We don't have to explain that to people. People that know us know who we are and know who we are. We don't have to.
I try to be a good friend. Learn the many lessons of making promises that you can't keep, and it does follow you for a very, very long time. And I think the hardest thing with forgiveness is forgiving yourself about things.
Yeah, listen to Greg B. He's telling you the truth.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's the truth. We don't, it's just all the stuff that people sling our way. We get it. I think that everybody that even attempts to start a YouTube channel, you're going to have that. If you want, you can change the camera and just kind of go with us.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Some of the most humble people that they've met. That actually kind of means a lot. I try to stay humble. I've not ever thought for 1 second that I was above anybody.
Enough about me. Let's talk about you.
And that how's everybody else out there, and how it's going with you?
I think the Chad Goose actually, I'm not sure, but I think they found him another opponent. So, if anything, we'll get to go kind of just see, check out the skill set and see what we were up against. Me personally, I wasn't rooting for Chad Goo. I don't think much of him. I don't actually know him as a person, but I've met him as a cop, and you know, he doesn't want to talk about being a cop on his YouTube channel, but yet he does. But anyway, neither here or there. I've met him as a police officer, and what I got was a little standoffish. And I've talked to a couple other YouTubers that came in today, and they get the same vibe from him. He's kind of a standoffish type of guy. He is the chief of police of. Oh, I'm sorry, a bunch of clowns, and he has to. Whether he likes it or not, he has to be the head clown. And like I said, he's probably a good person. He probably wouldn't have a problem with him at all if I hadn't met him as a police officer. But
things can change.
This is my opinion, of course, as some other people would say. I'm just venting my opinion about people because I'm not judging anybody. But when you come as the supervising officer and these guys, you trained them and you just back their actions up, not even knowing what they just did. And, you've got a woman in handcuffs in the back of a cruiser that shouldn't be there. First thing, in my opinion, that you should do is let that person out of captivity. Anybody who's ever been just kidnapped out of their car by a cop, they should know what that's all about. And I don't see it as anything less. They kidnapped her out of our car, and he tried to get me away from the camera so, he could jive talk me off camera. And, but as far as Chad Goo, he just stands there clenching his fists with his standing and say that he's not there to take away anybody's civil liberties, because that's exactly what was happening. Why don't these so-called good cops, set the other ones straight when they're doing things like that? Why do they always go straight to they go straight to the defense, defending them and everything, and it's just all this cop stick together crap. And we know there's bad cops in the department. We know this, and we know that there probably are good cops. So why don't these good cops stand up and talk down to these guys that they trained that are cutting loose like a bunch of teenage kids? It's disgusting, man.
People that become cops are wired differently, similar to military people, but even for strictly, that is a very, very good explanation of that, I think. And I think throughout a lot of this whole experience, just me personally, a lot of the information that is out there, you have to comb through with a fine-tooth comb in order to make any sense of it whatsoever. And what makes it extremely hard is that, and that's just not in our small town, but in small towns everywhere. The majority of the smaller cities and municipalities, they get a lot of their funding from civil forfeiture, and they're all in that tight little group together. We could go on and on about it, but for the most part tonight, this is kind of just about the socializing, getting out there, actually talking to people so that people can get to know us a little bit better and understand that we're not against police, we are against tyranny.
Your sister called me anti-government. So things at this particular moment, but
for the people, we can change that.
I'm not against government. I don't want to change the cops and turn them into other cops. And I think that the way things are set in place, they're set in place like this for a reason. They're just not working like they're supposed to, because that we hold in high standards are not living up to their expectations. They're not doing, they're not doing their job correctly. That's all I ever hear from a cop is, I'm just doing my job, and he's just doing his job. Well, he's not doing it correctly. He's out there kidnapping people, slamming cuffs.
Liquors there jump on y'all.
Sarah's got her taser and I got my whoppers, so we'll be alright. Phil's nose I'll throw down.
My taser, nothing. I got my shit kickers on too.
Look, Phil Holbrook, guys, that's my buddy from Ironton. He's a stand-up guy. You know, he knows how things run around here, and he can tell you a lot because he's been around and seen a lot of it. It's bad. It's just really bad over here. There's people turning up dead in their cars every other day, and I want to know where all these so-called accidental overdoses are coming from all of a sudden.
Well, that's what he said. I'm telling Sarah you got that pretty girl with you.
Right on, what's up, buddy?
Stop.
Yeah, right on was he was supposed to come here, but he had some last-minute emergencies.
I'm glad you're on here, though, man. Really good to see you.
Hope everything works out, bub. And,
definitely in our prayers, for sure. For sure.
I think I'm a little overdressed for a big ball.
That's terrible, Jeebus.
How are you, Darwin? We're almost there, guys. Here,
how do you
show them where we're at?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome
to lovely Ashland.
Where's the armory at?
We are going
to turn
to
go. A little underpads?
No, we're going up by the hospital.
Gotcha.
If you want to 12th Street.
I got you.
And then Speedway. I am nervous. I'm not gonna love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your
Guys,
comments.
Sarah
very
is
much.
Always nervous.
Shut.
It's nothing new.
But I have good reason to be.
She's not like this at home. She's only like this when we're out driving. That's the truth. I mean, I get a lot of comments about people saying, "Oh, this girl was acting hysterical," and you try it. Try standing face to face with a guy with a gun who you know can shoot you and probably will if you say the wrong thing to him or move your hands the wrong way or just ridiculous. These dudes are.
I have no doubt in my
mind. And the bad part is some of the older officers, the guys that train these guys, you know, they've been around since before the camera era, and they're just used to getting their way and just getting that shit over on people. And you got these young guys leading the same example, but they're getting busted because they're trained wrong. I think that's the main problem. They're just poor training. And,
Rebecca Cho, yes, very much. Home is a safe place, which Dave came up in there too. Miss Gloria, no, nothing happened. We were kind of just discussing some things.
Oh, Miss Gloria, we're on our way to the fight. If you weren't here for that, we got 2 tickets that were pretty costly for such a small event, and we don't want to waste them. You know, the person that got them for us wouldn't want us to, and we want to do a little video and maybe meet some of the other YouTubers that are supposed to be here, and I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, thanks, Auntie. I appreciate that. And yeah, for sure, right on. That's good news, man. We've had you in our thoughts and prayers. You said his mom's doing better.
Yeah. I didn't want to air your personal business out there, Bobby. I just, you know, just for the naysayers, because, you know, rumors do go around, and me and Rights On are supposed to be out auditing tonight and whatever, and as Terry said, he hopes to bring our accountability. I don't understand what that comment was all about, man. I know you saw that. You know, we tried to align with Terry and find out what he knows and, you know, gather a little more intel on because I know he spends a lot of time recording these guys. Not lately, but.
Greg said that some of those people are very good to you, to your face and behind your back.
Yeah, Terry's always been really nice to us, to our face, and then he got really rude with me on the live stream there, and maybe he just, it wasn't the person asking the question, but the questions that I asked. It was a question regarding Pam Wagner, for those of you that weren't present for that live stream I did with them. I asked him about Pam Wagner and, you know, what was said during the meetings that he supposedly was, you know, he said he had a meeting with Pam Wagner, and apparently he did. And all I asked was, you know, well, what did she have to say? What did you ask her? Did you talk to her about her officers or what's going on and what she thinks about it, or you just go in there kind of sucking up to him? And he got really offended by that. I mean, I don't blame him, I guess, but I thought it was a really good question, and I think a lot of people want to know the answer, you know?
Well, like he said he gave an answer. It just wasn't the answer that we wanted to hear.
Right,
and that
yeah.
could be said about
But the answer was none of your business. Just to be clear, it wasn't an answer, and I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it because, you know, like I said, maybe I just touched a nerve. Maybe there's a lot of people that are trolling him and asking him the same questions, and he's getting sick of hearing it. Maybe he's answered it before. I don't know. But I'm very curious as to what, you know, what he gathered from his conversations with Pam, because all of those conversations were off camera. The conversation was Bulgaric. He kind of told us how that went, but, you know, he also said that he was a little nervous because those guys are, you know, he didn't know what they were capable of. And from everything that he knew at the time was all what he would call hearsay, but it was all bad hearsay. So I don't blame him there. But, you know, if you're there to record the police and the police sneak up on you, I think the first thing that you would think to do is to turn your camera on. You know, it seems like over a couple months period there, he kind of got a little better at the auditing thing, and it was because he didn't have to stake up and wait for those guys to be somewhere. He kind of had the heads up.
Oh, really?
So I know he's coordinated with them and stuff, and he's tried to be on their good side. But make no mistake about it, I know for a fact that Ironton Auditor does not trust those cops. Whether or not he talked to them and no one knew about it, whatever, I don't think that he trusts them. Not even the guy that he appears to be buddies with. I don't think he talks to that guy much outside of YouTube videos.
And I don't.
I think that's a content creator type of relationship that he has. They're doing their thing on YouTube, and I personally don't think it's a good look for him. But then again, like I said, Chad might be a good guy for all we know. And I can't judge someone based on the fact that he hates somebody that I get along with. Or
on the same note there with that is that he's made it abundantly clear that if you don't like the way he audits, then do it yourself. And I agree, but here's the thing on that.
Hey, here's somebody from Georgia.
You got to be a certain type of person to do that and get your point across, not only to stand up for your own rights, but dealing with officers, letting them know that they're being held accountable as well, because they're sure not going to hold themselves accountable. And we've seen that firsthand. And the more people that choose to remain silent about it, the more it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, and I've heard this before. Like, where are all the people in Ironton? Where are all these people that were handing off notes and wanting their voices to be heard? And it's right here, isn't it? Where are you? Where are you guys? You know, I've talked to a couple of you guys, but you know, I know you guys don't want people to know who you are.
I don't want there to be animosity, and Terry really. That really kind of shocked me a little bit that he did lash out like that. Irish Kingpin, what's up? It hurt my feelings. I'm not sure where we can park, but
not sure.
I just don't want to go nowhere that we're going to get.
All these spots are taken, save for that one. I think, nope, that's not a parking spot. This is actually bigger than I thought it would be. There's a lot of cars and no places to park. We'll just have to find a place.
Bear with us, please.
So it looks like people are parking like down the street on the next block. Find a spot where we're not blocking anybody's driveway. I'm gonna park at the hospital.
Over here.
Yeah, we got patient parking over here.
2274. What's up, man? Good to see you too. Well, we're here, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera over to my better half.
I think we have a battery issue.
If necessary, we can start another live stream.
Yeah, what we'll probably have to go on another device because this one here is about to go dead. Yeah, as soon as I unplugged it, it said battery low. Elmo says Tim is a punk. Elmo doesn't know Tim too well. And my friends call me TJ, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Is that all? Is all money?
We don't need money.
What we don't, but what did I just give you? How much?
I said, I hope she's taping it to the piece with her. There you go. Hey, you know what? I need my cigarettes out of the car. You might want to go ahead and end that.
We'll get back with you guys shortly. It was good to see everybody. Give us just a few minutes. Alright guys, stick around. We'll be back. Hey babe, can you stop that for me please?